The FTC claims that consumers were defrauded of at least $25 million by the fake AI e-commerce company Ascend Ecom. Last week, we also covered a fake AI e-commerce company called Nate, whose former CEO, Albert Saniger, defrauded investors of $40 million. The sad news is that these are not the only instances of fraudulent, fake, and phony AI companies. In this video, we cover what's led to the rise of fake AI companies. We'll also examine some of the fraud or fall that's occurred, as well as why these stories have recently gained more attention. Finally, we'll conclude with what this could mean for tech professionals like you, and of course, how you can navigate this chaos and benefit your career. But first, why should you listen to me? I'm a software engineer who spent more time than most people consistently studying the macro trends in this industry. Through this research, I aim to establish a profitable business that will support my family and also benefit you, my dear viewer, in your pursuit of career satisfaction and higher pay in the tech industry. If all that sounds good to you, please subscribe and keep watching. Have you heard of the term AI washing? Accordingly, AI washing is a deceptive marketing tactic where companies exaggerate or misrepresent their use of artificial intelligence in products, services, or internal processes to gain attention, attract customers, or secure funding. Every company I mentioned in this video that has either defrauded customers or investors is participating in some form of AI washing. The occurrence of this deceptive practice, the associated fraud, and the victimization of consumers and investors can be attributed to several factors. However, if I'm thinking from first principles, it's greed that is the root cause. Greed on the side of these fake AI companies that justified participating in illegal activity to make money. Greed on the side of investors by letting their desire to make more money override good fundamental analysis. And greed on the side of consumers for their desire to make easy money, which outweighs the responsibility of being diligent. Don't get me wrong, I love making money, but it's also easy to make stupid decisions that blow away chunks of it in an instant. Greed is one of those things, if not managed, that works against your goal to financial wealth. Moreover, when you hear headlines like AI market projected to hit $4.8 trillion by 2033, emerging as a dominant frontier technology, everyone is going to want a slice of that pie, including you, me, the consumer, investors, and fraudsters alike. It's a hysterical gold rush, and like a gold rush, for every one winner, there are more losers that have been swept under the rug. These factors working in tandem are what have led to the rise of fake AI companies. You're not being told the whole story. It's popular to polish up AI as the next-gen world savior or engage in a doom debate about its implications across various industries and humanity as a whole. Each of these narrative threads either advocates for greater AI proliferation among capitalists or greater AI control and centralization among pessimists and left-leaning political interests. The story, however, that's not told widely is how blind belief in this technology, whether doom or gloom, is leading to costly fraud for consumers and investors. And fraud in AI isn't new. Some of the incidents of fraud I've researched are from last year. So why is it only now that these stories are getting more attention? I'll come back to this specific question in just a second. First, let's take a look at some of these cases. Builder AI, the largest story to date, was once valued at $1.5 billion for its purported ability to autonomously build software apps. Underneath the hood, however, the company relied on 700 engineers from India instead of AI. The fake AI company has raised over $450 million since its founding in 2016 and has attracted key investors, including Microsoft. Since the discovery of this massive fraud, the company has effectively collapsed and filed bankruptcy. Then we have Ascend Ecom. the company I mentioned at the start of this video. This company was an online business opportunity scheme that claimed to be cutting-edge AI-powered tools that would help consumers quickly earn thousands of dollars a month in passive income by opening online storefronts. According to the FTC, consumers have been scammed out of $25 million, and the company has operated under several different names since 2021. A federal court has issued a temporary order to halt the scheme, and the FTC's case against the company is ongoing. Some CEOs of these fake AI companies as well are also facing jail time. Paul Roberts, the former CEO of Cabayance, a company that ironically claimed to have an AI tool that could detect fraudulent online advertisements, as of March, was sentenced to over 1 year in prison. The company falsely claimed to have generated $1.3 million in revenue by creating fake AI reports about its services that it had supposedly completed. The reports that essentially proved the AI was working as intended, according to the United States Attorney's Office, were based on made-up metrics and no underlying data at all. There's also the guy from Nate, Albert Saniger, whom I recently did a video on. His fake AI app supposedly automated online shopping by enabling users to check out with the click of a button. As the U.S. Attorney's Office claims, however, at the time Nate was claiming to use AI to automate online purchases, the app's actual automation rate was effectively 0%. The actual automation, similar to Builder AI, was being done by human workers. All in, Saniger defrauded investors for $40 million and may face up to a maximum of 40 years in prison for both securities and wire fraud. The list doesn't end there. There's also Evolve Technologies, which sold AI-powered weapon scanners to schools and venues. The FTC found claims about the scanner's capabilities to be false and unsubstantiated. These false claims have real-life consequences that extend beyond financial losses. According to the FTC, in 2022, a student going to school in New York was stabbed by a 7-inch knife that had reportedly passed through the scanner. The same scanners also failed to detect an off-duty police officer's service weapon, but did detect a student's lunchbox. It's a shame. Okay, so I think you get the point. I also want to provide an answer to the question that I asked earlier. Why is it now that these stories are getting more attention? I believe that doubt has entered into the market. With the tightening global monetary system, investors and consumers alike are scrutinizing AI more closely. The room for wild speculation and blind enthusiasm begins to close. The questions of whether the AI thing is doing what it's marketed to do starts to arise. The room for wild speculation and blind enthusiasm begins to close. The question of whether this AI thing is doing what it's marketed to do starts to arise. Another question, such as whether this initiative is generating more revenue, also begins to emerge. Regulators such as the FTC fortify this trend by exposing fraudulent schemes, and creators like me aggregate this information so you can conclude to what degree this whole thing is a sham. These questions and these trends raise doubts. So what do you think will come of all of this? As much as people enjoy watching amazing technologies like AI take off, there is a large group of people who want to see them fall and fall short. I don't fall into any of these camps. I focus on keeping myself and you, by extension of my work, no hype, no pessimism, just reality. That is precisely what the exposure of these schemes should provide you, a reality check. In other words, all I'm telling you is that AI isn't always what it's cracked up to be. But that doesn't mean there isn't real value in the technology. There is, and I attest to this because I now find myself using it nearly every single day to accomplish tasks beyond just coding. I use it to help me write, research, brainstorm, and edit writing. Has it blasted me into the astrosphere of productivity where I can instantly summon 1 million subscribers on YouTube? No, it hasn't, but it has been a helpful tool. And that's just it. When there's utility and there is a problem that's solved, then the technology, despite its horrendous and sometimes fraudulent marketing, is real. Those who benefit the most are the ones who know how to squeeze the juice out of it, or the companies that solve real user-facing problems with it. So what does this mean for you as a tech professional? My recommendation is to focus on the parts of it that are real and stop listening to the hype or the doom. Just using it on a regular basis helps you stand out when looking for employment or freelance work. I can verify from interviews and job applications. And now that you've learned this, are you thinking of specializing in AI-related professions? If this is you, please review my my 2025 Tech Industry Jobs Report. This report equips tech professionals with a grounded perspective of AI careers, including lifestyle fit, higher earnings potential, significant learning opportunities, and the speculative nature of current industry trends. If you'd like to access the report, click the link in the description box and grab yourself a copy. It's free. Otherwise, if you're currently struggling to get a job or want to change jobs in tech, watch this video right here. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.